What's up, guys? So I'm doing a deep dive into Deftones' discography, checking out all the other albums that I haven't heard. It's all going to be my Patreon, so you're about to watch my Around the Fur album reaction, but this is just a montage. If you want to watch the full thing and watch all the other album reactions, yeah, visit my Patreon, link down below. Help support the channel, but also if I were to upload the entire album reaction to YouTube, there's a good chance it'll probably get copyright blocks and I won't be able to see it. And also, again, help support the channel. So my plan is to check out all the Deftones albums before we get private music later this month. So enjoy my montage version of Around the Fur here on YouTube. Production's already a lot different than Adrenaline. Those octave chords coming in. Chino's bored all the time, man. So far, the energy is really dialed down since Adrenaline. Like, it's still heavier Deftones, but Adrenaline was just like off the charts, man. I'm not crazy about that delivery, man, to be honest. Oh, that's dark. That's a very cool way to deliver that. It's like a little twist. You just M. Night Shyamalan us at the end. Title track. Never heard it. Ooh. No time to waste, man. Very new metal right now. Love the energy on this one, man. That's such a wicked effect, man. It sounds so Deftones-y too. Yeah, this is the same tone, right? That effect, whatever that effect is, like a little chorus ranger, a little bit of something. Adam Sandler has a great cover of this too. Well, he plays along with Deftones. This is one of my favorite songs on the album so far. Like, iconic song, man. Could be the very first Deftones song that I've heard too back in the day. Lotion. Oh, let's go! This is more dynamic than Adrenaline. It's still aggressive. Oh man, they don't have any lull moments. Their music gives you those breathing room, like right now. Steven, man, he's got some very memorable riff. Hey, Holmes. What's up, that guy? We still got 3 more minutes into the song. Oh. Feels a little lower than Drop D. Drop D, half a step down. That's not Drop C, no. Time to get weird. Man, this makes me miss this kind of stuff in modern records, where it's just like the band just jamming. Everything sounds so digital, sounds so processed. Everything's hooked up to the computer. No real amps. 37 minutes. All right, this is the one with the hidden track. The cum metal, man. It's so cummy. And what do I get? This one. Oh my god. Huh? Now we wait 30 minutes. All right. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nice. Deftones, Around the Fur. Let's talk about it. All right, finally, I can finally say that I've heard Around the Fur, this iconic record, that album art and everything. And, you know, I'm actually, by the sounds of the record, I'm not surprised by this record too much. And that's not really a bad thing. It's more that My Own Summer and Be Quiet and Drive, I've heard those songs so many times that the rest of the record is true to that sound of just raw, really sensual at times. I'm actually quite surprised by the lyrics, but also that rawness and just the angsty and energy that we had from Adrenaline, but it's a lot more subdued here. It's a little bit more mellowed out, but we still have that intensity, but we got more dynamics with this record than Adrenaline. Adrenaline felt a lot more intense and post-hardcore, where this really feels more alternative with a little bit of new metal here and there. But it's really just a record that I feel like captures that late 90s, early 2000s. I know this is 1997, but it's that sound, whether it's like the tones, the era that it's in. But one thing is that this record still holds up today, and it could be because of production. I know the producer has worked on like some iconic bands. He's the guy that did Sempiternal from Bring the Horizon too. Sorry, the name's escaping me, but I want to stay on topic. The point is that the sound of this record still holds up today. It's that rawness, it's that authentic delivery from all musicians. Now I'll start with Chino. Chino, he's got one of the most distinct vocal deliveries in all of music, I would say. And with this record, he does the odd little hip hop that changes things up, but he's obviously doing the soaring vocals, the more long, breathy kind of vocals, but then he's got a good amount of screams too. This feels like it's taking elements from Adrenaline and just kind of refine it a little bit more. And it's interesting to hear something from 1997 where Chino still sounds awesome here. You know, Chino sounds great in 2025, but like going back to this, it's not overly that different. He had a unique delivery with his vocals that is unique to him, and he hasn't really stepped too far away from that, because he's not trying to imitate anybody. He's not trying to he's obviously influenced by artists, but you don't really hear it in his style too much. This really feels like more so in Adrenaline. Actually, there's like a little bit of Mike Patton feel or something, or Faith No More, but here this feels very true to Chino's style, and that's kind of like the same style that he's still incorporating today in 2025. It's all those ranges that I mentioned earlier, maybe less hip hop today, but that delivery is just so unique to him. And that's what I mean about authenticity, and just how authentic this record sounds. It's still raw, it's still aggressive, it's still somewhat of a certain mood and vibe to it. Now, Stephen Carpenter's riffs absolutely complements that with his drop D kind of tuning. It can be half a step down, but his tuning and his riffs are crunchy. He's playing around with effects a little bit more on this record than on Adrenaline, but it works so well with Chino's vocals that are just more drawn out and droony, when the riffs are much more drop tune and upbeat. And I know other bands in like the more post-hardcore realm have do that kind of style too. Like I could go to Thursday, where they have like Jeff Rickley has these very soft delivered vocals, but then it's got intense riffs. It's almost like Smashing Pumpkins a little bit or something. Maybe that's a more reference that you'd probably get a little bit more. But point is, the guitars complement the vocals really well, and the drums, they're not as punchy from Adrenaline. This feels a lot more balanced, where I feel like the vocals are probably layered a little bit higher than the rest, but the drums are still cutting through in the mix. Enough interesting patterns too to keep things interesting from the 10 tracks, I guess 11 tracks with the hidden track. But even though this album doesn't really shift gears too much, it stays true to its sound of this alternative rock metal. there's no lull moments, because I think the delivery of the vocals keeps surprising. The riffs are always interesting. The drum patterns keep things fresh too. But really, the music from 11 tracks, including the hidden track, is just encapsulates everything about this era, this genre. Deftones' music. It's energetic, it's aggressive, it's sensual, it's raw, it's authentic. All in all, this is a solid album. I'm glad that I enjoyed it. Is my favorite Deftones record? I don't know, man. I don't know. We got White Pony and Koi no Yokon, which I might react to it, and since I've already heard those albums. I also really like Adrenaline, which could be a little bit weird because I don't see people talk about that record, but that felt like some post-hardcore or something, so that hit for me. But this is such a solid record, distinct style that still holds up in 2025. Deftones is just a sick band that I should have gone into a lot earlier, but this I'm going to give 8.4 as well, because Adrenaline I gave it 8.4. They're both neck to neck for me, man. Adrenaline has that intensity. This is a little bit more mellowed out. This has a little bit more of that Night Drive plus intensity that Adrenaline had. So I really enjoy both records for what they offer. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Around the Fur. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so comment down below. Spice up my life, guys. What did you think about this record? Is this the best Deftones record? I think a lot of people really enjoy this one, but there's also White Pony coming up. Let me know. I'm curious to know what the Deftones fans think about this, but feel free to check out all the other album reactions. Like I said, Adrenaline is here already, but there's going to be more incoming because I'm checking out all the albums before we get to Private Music, which releases later this month, which I'm very excited about. But curious to know what your thoughts are. Thank you for supporting the Patreon. Really appreciate you. But on that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.